to have a child should not be a man.
The modern day feminist movement, I don't agree with it.
I'm really not a feminist, I'm an individualist.
International Women's Year maintains.
So what is feminism? Feminism is a movement based on belief that women are oppressed by a system that favors men. It advocates for equal rights and freedom for women, aiming to end gender-based discrimination. Feminism strives for equality in all areas of life and is central to women's liberation, seeking to overcome all forms of women's subordination. There are various types of feminism. First, liberal feminism. This feminism views women backwardness as their own fault for not competing with men. It advocates for equal rights and opportunities, believing women are rational beings, but does not challenge the patriarchal system or male-dominated political economic structures. Second, radical feminism. This feminism views the basis of women's oppression as male domination, where men's physical control of women is considered a basic form of oppression. For radical feminists, revolution occurs in every individual woman and can occur only in women who take action to change their own lifestyle, experiences, and relationship. Third is Marxist feminists. Marxist feminists views capitalism and patriarchy as inseparable system. They believe capitalism relies on the unpaid domestic labor of women to function, and that this exploitation reinforces patriarchal power structures within society. And the last one is social feminists. Social feminists argue that the oppression of women is caused not only by patriarchy but also by the class structure of capitalist society. For the cons feminism, first, anti-male accusations. Many argue that feminism is often perceived as an anti-male movement. They consider that some feminists seek to dominate or displace men's traditional roles in the family and society. Second, rejection of traditional values. Conservative groups, especially those from religious background, often reject feminism because it is considered to be contrary to their traditional values and religious teaching. They believe that feminism can destroy family structure and morality.
History of feminism is often characterized into distinct waves. Each representation is a period of intense activism focused on specific issue and goals. First wave feminism are in the late 19th until early 20th century. This wave primarily focused on gaining legal right for women, particularly the right to vote. The Seneca Falls Convention in 1848, organized by Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott, is considered a pivotal moment, issuing the Declaration of Sentiments, demanding women equality. The fight for suffrage continued throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, with activities like Susan B. Anthony, Emmeline Pankhurst, and Alice Paul leading the charge. The second wave feminism are in 1960 until 1980s. The wave expanded the feminism agenda to include social and cultural inequalities, challenging traditional gender roles and advocating for women liberation in all aspects of life. The publication of Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystic in 1963, which ignited the debates about women desexification with their limited roles in society, is considered a defining moment. The founding of the National Organization for Women in 1966 and publication of Mrs. Magazine in 1972 further fueled the movement. The third wave feminism are in 1990s until 2010. The wave emphasized intersectionality, recognizing the interconnectedness of race, gender, class, sexuality, and other social identity, and acknowledging the diverse experience of women across different social groups. The coining of the term intersectionality by Kimberly Crenshaw in 1989 to describe the overlapping nature of oppressions based on multiple identities with the defining moments. The rise of cultural movement like Vagina Monologues, the Krilla Girls, and GRRRL, challenging traditional norms and promote women agency and self-expression. The fourth wave feminisms are in 2010 and until now. The wave is characterized by its use of social media and digital activisms. It emphasizes on trust, inclusivity, and it focuses on issues such as sexual harassment, rape culture, and body positivity. The #MeToo movement, which gained momentum in 2017, exposing widespread sexual harassment and assault, is defending moments. The Women March on Washington in 2017, the large single-day demonstration in U.S. history, also marked a significant moment for the movement.
Now let's move on to the pros and cons of feminism. First one, feminism promoting gender equality. Feminism advocates for equal rights and opportunities for all genders. This has led to significant advancements in areas like education, employment, and political representation. For example, in many countries, women now have the right to vote, own property, and hold leadership positions, which, thanks to the feminist movement. Furthermore, challenging harmful gender stereotypes. Feminism challenged the traditional gender roles and stereotypes which can be limiting and harmful. By promoting gender fluidity and expression, feminism encourages individuals to embrace their authentic selves without societal constraints. This has led to increased acceptance of diverse gender identities and expressions and a more inclusive and tolerant society.
Next, the current challenges of feminism movement. The first current challenge in the feminism theory is media and public discourse. Feminism also faces pushback in the media, where political figures and pundits often mischaracterize feminist goals, reducing them to stereotypes like man-hating or unnecessary in a supposedly equal world. This type of media coverage can shape public opinion and reduce support for feminist policies. In the Pakistani context, feminism has long been associated with Western ideologies and often viewed through a negative lens. Misconceptions flourish, with many perceiving feminism as a threat to traditional values and societal structures. However, as its core, feminism simply advocates for gender equality, seeking to dismantle systematic barriers that hinder women's rights and opportunities. In Pakistan, where gender disparities persist in various spheres of life, feminism takes on added significance as a means of addressing deep-rooted inequalities. Next, international backlash against feminist foreign policy. Feminism in foreign policy, which includes promoting gender equality and women's rights globally, often faces political pushback from both authoritarian regimes and some democratic governments. These governments may resist feminist diplomacy, arguing that women's rights are a domestic issue or that feminism conflict with their political or religious ideologies. To go deeper, some countries, particularly those with conservative governments in the global south, have rejected international aid that is conditional on implementing gender equality policies such as access to family planning or women's political empowerment programs.
Next, I will continue about the impact of feminism. Feminism is simply the belief that women and men should have equal rights and opportunities. Its feminism had a profound impact on society, leading to significant changes in various aspects of life, from legal rights to cultural norms. The first impact, which is in the legal and political rights, which is the right to vote. The women's suffrage movement, a key part of the first wave of feminism, fought for women's right to vote. The 19th Amendment in the United States, ratified in 1920, finally granted this right to women, and now women have the right to freedom in choosing and determining their choices. Reproductive rights is the second one, where the feminist movement has played an important role in supporting women's control over their bodies, including access to contraceptions and abortion. It is a right where every woman is given the freedom to make decisions about their own body and reproductive health without coercion or discrimination, such as the number of children they want, when they are ready to have children, or when they want to get married. The second impact of feminism are towards the social and cultural changes, especially in the sides of education. Feminism has been driving force in expanding access to education for girls and women. While challenges still exist in some parts of the world, women are now more likely to attend school and pursue higher education than in the past. Marilyn Vos 7 has been categorized as the person with the highest recorded intelligence quotient (IQ) in the Guinness Book of Records, and until now, no one has been able to beat her. Gender roles is the last one, where feminism has challenged traditional gender roles and expectations, leading to greater acceptance of women in non-traditional roles and a shift in how society views masculinity and femininity. This has impacted everything from fashion choices to career paths. It has also opened the eyes and minds of people in the past who said that women were only qualified to be housewives and serve their husband. With the impact of feminism, they thought more broadly that women were also capable of being successful and earning a living on par with men.
Now, I will start my part of this presentation with the key model of feminism. The key models of feminism refer to the different theoretical approaches and perspectives within feminist thought. Each model addresses gender inequality in distinct ways and highlights specific areas of concern. Here are the most influential models of feminism. The first one is liberal feminism. This can be defined by its focus on achieving gender equality through political and legal reform within the framework framework of liberal democracy and informed by a human rights perspective. Inequality exists because of discriminatory laws, outdated traditions, and lack of access to opportunities. Next, radical feminism. Radical feminism is a feminist philosophy that aims to dismantle the patriarchy and gender roles that oppress women. It is also believed that patriarchy or male supremacy is the main cause of women's oppressions. They believe that men use social norms and gender roles to maintain power. Next, in addition, socialist feminism is also one of the key models of feminism. So here, what is actually socialist feminism? Socialist feminism believes that women's liberation must be sought in conjunction with the social and economic justice of all people. They see the fight to end male supremacy as key to social justice, but not the only issue, rather one of many forms of oppressions that are mutually reinforcing. Next, cultural feminism. This kind of key model tells us that a feminist approach that focuses on the liberation of women by understanding their social positions in society and redefining gender roles. It is also refers to a philosophy that men and women have different approaches to the world around them and that greater value should be placed on the way women approach the world. In some cases, cultural feminism argues that women's way of looking at the world is actually superior than men's. Let's go to the other key model of feminism. Ecofeminism. What is ecofeminism? Ecofeminism is a political and intellectual movement that combines feminism and environmentalism. It's based on the idea that the oppression of women and the degradation of the environment are connected and caused by patriarchal and capitalist system. It means the exploitation of women and nature are interconnected as both are often controlled and exploited by patriarchal system. Last but not least, intersectional feminism. Intersectional feminism acknowledges that oppression is a system that affects people differently based on characteristics like race, class, gender, sexuality, and ability. It's different from mainstream feminism, which focuses solely on gender or sex. Intersectionalism is vital because it allows people to see beyond the rigid identities such as extremists promote, and it helps us understand that we are all more connected than we may realize. That's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, feminism remains a critical force in our society as the fight for gender equality persists. While significant strides have been made, systemic inequalities and discriminatory practices continue to hinder women's progress. From the persistent wage gap and workplace bias to the ongoing threats to reproductive rights and the prevalence of gender-based violence, the need for feminist activism is undeniable. By challenging traditional gender roles, advocating for policy change, and fostering a more inclusive society, feminism strives to create a world where everyone, regardless of gender, can live with dignity, safety, and opportunity. As long as these inequalities persist, feminism will remain a vital movement for social justice and human rights.
So ladies and gentlemen, that's all for our presentation, and I would like to end with a question. Do you support feminism